Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Forage Minute. Today we're talking about one of my all-time favorite topics, cocktail cover crops. We've been doing research on cocktail cover crops here at PCBFA for about the past 5 years, and we have gathered quite a bit of information from off of our research farm, as well as some monitoring projects that we have out at producers' fields that have been doing cocktails for quite a few years now. So when you're looking to design your cocktail, there are a few rules of thumb to kind of stick within. First off is including both warm and cool season species in your mix. Cool season species are up quick in the spring, and warm season species last longer into the fall than our regular cool season species that we grew up here. Also, is important to include both warm and cool season grasses, broadleafs, and legumes into your mix. We're creating a good diversity above the soil, then a good diversity below the soil. Below the soil, we are really creating a good environment for microbial activity. We're doing things such as loosening up the soil, making more pore spaces for water and air to get in. Just a lot of really great things happening below the soil when you get a good mix of those grasses, broadleafs, and legumes. So examples of cool season grasses that grow really well up here, things like barley, oats, Italian ryegrass, grow great up here. Your broadleafs are things like the forage brassicas, turnip. Note on the forage brassicas is that much like their canola cousins, they are susceptible to things like flea beetles and club roots, so take that in consideration for your management. Cool season legumes, things like peas, hairy vetch, crimson clover, all work awesome up here. When a lot of people hit stumbling blocks is when we start looking at the warm season varieties, as that's something that we don't typically grow as a cash crop up here. However, we have found some things like the warm season grasses such as millet, sorghum, corn. People have even been putting it into mixes. Warm season broadleaf that grows really great up here is sunflowers. They stay long into the fall and the pollinators love them. We've been playing around more and more with the warm season legumes on the research farm, playing with things such as faba beans, chickpeas, mung beans. If you have any questions about them, please give us a shout. If you're looking at growing a cocktail this year and just not quite sure where to start, please think of joining us on February 5th. It's a Tuesday in DeBolt for our annual cocktail design workshop. Dr. Akeem Omakain will be sharing all of our Peace Country Beef and Forage Association research on the topic, and we will be having local producers who have been growing cocktails for several years kind of talk about their successes, things that they wish they did different. As always, if you have any questions, please visit peacecountrybeef.ca or give us a shout, and we're more than happy to answer your questions. That's this week's episode of Forage Minute. See you next week.